Hello, hello. It's been a while since I've done a video, so it's gonna be a little bit harder for me. I'm used to just you know when I have an urge, I just turn the audio on and talk to you that way. But this morning, um, my soul just told me you have to get visible, you have to get on a camera, and you have to express everything that you accepting from the flow as as the knowledge, and you have to pass it to other people, to other parts of our uh, what would I call it, of our um, spirit. And I made some notes because usually when I walk in the morning, I get up and first thing I always do is to walk. And while I walk, I get a lot of downloads. That's what I call them, because they are not like thoughts, but they are not they're like already knowledge, just like downloading in your brain, and it's unfolding, and you see the picture of what's going on with you, what's going on with other people around you, what's going on with the world. And it's the very first thing I made some notes in my phone, because I get the phone out and make some notes. And but first thing I wanted to talk to you about June, the energies of June. And there is so much energy. There are such a strong solar flares that they almost not ending. We get stronger and stronger flares of the sun flares, and stronger information, energy, and the new way, the new laws and codes being downloaded to us. Because what we did the last jump in May. For a lot of people, that was going from 3D to 4D, from 3.11 to 4.0, 4.1. And the way they just wake up and feel, it's what I I was feeling a while ago. And this is a process of awakening. And June 20th is coming, and usually on dates like these, what we have, it's kind of like sort of a portal opening, and you accumulate lots of energy to make your quantum jump. And the thing is, before, I didn't understand what was going on with me. I didn't understand why at certain dates I feel like I have so much energy, or I feel super down and a lot of crazy things happening around me. And I didn't understand them until, my further awakening and understanding the processes. But and I want to talk to someone right now. I want to talk to people who are like me, just doubting themselves, a little bit frustrated, and thinking like, what the heck is going on with my body? First of all, this is the topic that I've been interested in for a long time, as a nutritionist, as a functional diagnostic practitioner. And also because, if you know my story, because I had uncurable stage 4 cancer just last September, diagnosis, and it was pretty horrible. So, and I touched on that a little bit later, all of my understanding of illusion of uncurable conditions, or illnesses, and the illusion of pretty much a lot of negative stuff that surrounds us. And it feels very real, and it feels very scary. until you understand it's an illusion, and then it just goes away. When you stop playing, when you stop, it's going to be hard for somebody to listen, but it's going to be playing with you until you realize it's an illusion, and you realize yourself what kind of advantages you get from your own illness or from your own problem, like lack of money or lack of relationship, the good relationship, right? The relationship that you want. But as usual, I'm going like a little bit aside from the path I was visioning for myself and for this video. June, energies of June. It is very important to understand that a week before the date like this, when I forgot what it's called, solar solstice, solstoяние. No, I forgot the name in English, but you understand what kind of dates we have. 4 of them in a year, but plus other dates that are like, can be a portal like 505, 606, but on the 20th, where the day and night gonna be the same length, we're having there is gonna be a portal, and this portal is very important if you want to make a quantum jump. What I mean is that you're living in one sort of reality with certain circumstances, but you want different reality. They know that it's calling you, and you want to live differently. You want to, like, we'll name it dream life, right? And you dream about certain way of living, certain life, certain relationships, certain finances. And what happens here, you accumulate, usually 2-3 weeks before the date, you accumulate the energy for that jump. And it's very, very important to not to get frustrated with yourself if you start sleeping a lot more, if you start thinking that you want to stay away from other people, if you just want to be by yourself, if you just want to lay down or maybe do something that you really like doing. For some people, it's just walking. For some people, it's reading. For some people, it's watching TV. But it's different to just like watch YouTube reels that kind of like take the energy out of you. All of these like easy dopamine, it takes energy out of you. But maybe it's like your favorite movie that quiet and peaceful, and you want to watch it, that gives you energy. So this process that we're going to learn this year of receiving energy and giving energy away, it's going to be very, very important in 4D reality, fourth dimension, fourth density that we just stepped in. And we're going to be, for a year, we're going to be in sort of like a demo version of it. So we're going to learn how to act, how to understand your feelings, how to understand your own body, how to understand other people in this reality. Because 3D reality, loss and vibrations and energy were absolutely different from 4D reality. And some people been in this awakening roller coaster for a long time, but also we see that it's just lately there's been like mass awakening of people, but everybody, how I see it, is on a different stage of this awakening. And the thing is, we all having our own timeline and our own reality. And in your particular reality, you are the one. You are the consciousness of God that limited itself and got into our human body. And if you look at the other dimensions, there are many others of yourself. It's like a Russian doll. And this jump, the quantum jump, is not necessarily sometimes happening for you here in this body, but it's happening when your consciousness goes from like goes from fifth dimension to sixth dimension. And I call them operator, which is your higher self. And sometimes the higher consciousness of you kind of like getting download to your body, and all of a sudden you wake up. Not all of a sudden, but with a little bit of time, things happen, or sometimes you just wake up the next day and you realize you are not the person you were last night or a month ago. And it's happening so fast for all of us right now. it's just the speed is such a with such powerful speed that we just instead of being happy of the awakening, instead of being all excited about us being in the middle of evolution, our planetary evolution and our own personal evolution, we get really frustrated with a lot of different symptoms that are happening in our body, with a lot of crazy stuff that's happening in our finances or relationships. And this happened because, like I said, the law in 3D and 4D are absolutely different. And all of the programs that were dictating how we act in 3D, they are irrelevant. They must leave you and your body, and the programs live in the body. So your consciousness of higher self being downloaded in this body, like where you higher, depending on your personal evolution. But it's like bigger electromagnetic field trying to squeeze itself into the body, into smaller electromagnetic field that is very rigid because of the program. It's not flexible. And this rigidity, this not flexibility, it lives in our body. That's why I got myself to the state of cancer, because first I wanted to experience, the higher your consciousness is, and I'm of those consciousness who were building the game. So I have to test everything on myself, because I'm also responsible right now for the building new one. So I had to experience myself how the old programs feel, so I could create the new ones. And the same with you, but everybody, depending on when your consciousness expands, when you get higher consciousness, you get bigger level of influence from like your personal body to envisioning how this quantum jump is gonna be, how this transition is going to happen, and what kind of new world is going to be around us. And what's gonna happen, the same people with the same vision, they will start kind of like being united, and they start building the reality they all agreed on. And this is how civilizations happen. So the civilizations, all the channelers talk to in a different dimensions, they us. It's like we can picture it as in the future we decided to we have such instrument that we download ourselves into these bodies, and we play this game on on different levels. And there are 12 levels of this game. And the thing is, when you higher consciousness, a lot of people during this transition right now, the higher consciousness gets inside this human body. And if this human body is has a lot of old programs that is acting on. For example, like I only eat healthy foods, or old people owe me something, or like I hate my parents because they didn't raise me right, or like money is evil, whatever is your 3D program. It kind of like create this rigidity around your energetic bodies, and when the higher consciousness gets in, it is very hard at first for the higher consciousness, because imagine this electromagnetic field gets inside of a smaller, very rigid electromagnetic field. And this, what I was talking about, this portal help us to create the jump in a different timeline where the body doesn't have all of these programs. And usually, because we have so many different timelines, when you have a call about your dream living, like the house, the partner, the certain body, you are not creating it. You just remembering that in one of the timelines you already have this body. But for some reason, your consciousness, higher self, want to get in this moment, in this particular level, in this particular timeline, in this particular version of you, and go through this program, recognize them, and kind of like accept them, and build something new. Because your spirit, your higher self, the higher it is on other levels, the more power it has. But the power without love can be very destructive. This is how you on the other dimensions, that's how you create the dark worlds. You probably understand that some people are so like angels, that they are so they're so good, they're so nice, but they're suffering a lot. The thing is, they don't accept themselves in a role that they think is not pretty or good enough. And the thing is, the higher is your consciousness, the more of a dark side of itself it wants to experience, but then have a choice. Like, I know what is doing something bad is, but I choose to do good. Well, it's maybe a video for a different time. And what happening to me, what I see in myself, and what I see a lot faster in the other people now, it's just I see the programs. Like right now, it's a BS. Then you get to the certain level of awakening, and everything is just like super nice, or you just awaken and everything is super nice and pretty, and you don't have any problems anymore. That's not true. You still, in every like big date, you're gonna have a break between them, but when the energies are intense, when the energies of a new living, of evolution, or new laws getting downloaded to you, you still have some of the old programs. For example, for me, this month was Pride, and I think that was gossiping, and it's not like a gossip about people a lot, but it's just the environment testing me. Like somebody come to me and saying, oh, this person such and such. And sometimes, and I don't really want to gossip or talk about it, but one little spark in me saying, judging the other person. Do you understand? So they're not massive anymore, my programming, but they're still there. And while you get to certain consciousness, you see them. Sometimes, of course, I see these programs in all of the people who are around me that I'm living with or I interact with. But sometimes I just go outside and I just have a glance at the person and I see what kind of programs they have. They just kind of like getting download in my head. And it's very important for me just like stop it, because I don't want to know all the people programs. And it's very important to stop yourself, from getting into other people's business, because it's a very important law when we get to their higher dimension, like fourth dimension and higher, is to mind your own freaking business. So all of the gossiping, all of the like this person is doing good and this not, is going to be like beaten out of us with energy. It's going to be really hard to judge other people, and we should drop the judgment, because everyone you see in your environment is a part of you. You do have one soul. You do, so because you sort of, it's your fractals on different level. Yes, they have their individual soul, but at a certain level, when you go higher at these 12 levels, they all come from you. And when you start getting, it's kind of like hierarchy, but it's not just to be better than someone. It's just when you're waking up, you understand that we are one until like 12th level. And on the level 12, when you get there, it's unbelievable pleasure in every cell in your body, and understanding that we are all one consciousness playing here. This is one consciousness game. But when it starts dividing itself and going lower and lower and lower till it gets to human body, it's just separating, and that level create more of themselves, and that level create more of themselves. It's like a fractal. So we all fractals of one level consciousness, and it goes up and up, and it's like a pyramid until it all gets to one consciousness. And it's very important to understand that old way of living is not going to work right now, especially right now. This year, May, June, August, October are going to be very transformational month, where we making like huge jumps in our evolution, in our consciousness, and all of the old rules that we used to live by, they just going to crumble. If you and we're going to talk more and more about these rules. Actually, I was walking and I wrote something down, but I don't want to make this video way too long again, and I wanted to make sure to give you some of the symptoms so you would go a lot easier through this June transition. And of course, if you want to know more about the levels and consciousness and all of that, my book is coming out. You can pre-order my book or wait until it comes out, where I explain everything really well. And it's not just the book that you can read and understand how the universe work, how the energies work, but it's also has codes of parts of my energy, those electromagnetic frequencies, the codes that get downloaded to you and help you pass through the levels of awakening a lot easier, because I already done them, and we all connected, we all one. So you don't have to do them and have experiences as hard as I did. And because I studied, for example, the body, hormones, health, but constantly was creating myself the condition that were really, really hard on my health. I went through a lot. The cherry on top was the cancer, 4th-stage cancer, where it was everywhere, like in my spine, my bones, my brain, the lungs. It was like a tennis ball tumor. And, the way how I overcome it, the things I did, the changes in my brain, the tools I used, I want to give to everybody. And they're going to be useful not just for people with cancer. They're going to be useful for everybody who experiencing harder time with their body. And this happening because my consciousness was expanding so fast, but my body were really behind. And I didn't put enough effort to help my body to release all of these old programs. I was still living in a lot of them. And sort of like when my consciousness downloaded, it started breaking my body. To understand? That's why people right now have like heart attacks, dying from, what kind of like virus. A lot of this happening because the energy, the bigger, higher self coming to the body, and the body is behind. The body is its own biological system that it's like a costume, like a spacesuit, and it's hard for it. So if materials are old, if it's like made from like, very tight, very tight strings, you can't fit in it, and you start breaking it. That's what happened to me. And really fast change into my thinking, into my consciousness, into my view on life, helped me to go from I couldn't walk, like my body was infested with cancer cells all over, right? And then in January, because I changed everything so much in January, I of course I use my tools, and of course I use some like medical help, because one of the rules of new reality, accept everything, do not fight. But the very important thing was that I didn't fight cancer. My goal was not to overcome cancer. My goal was help my body to become light body, help myself to go from mitochondria to centrosome, source of energy. My goal was make my body amazing instrument of my new consciousness, not fighting the cancer. And that helped me. And in January, they said, oh, you 90% of cancer is clear, it stopped, and like your spine is absolutely free, your brain is clear, like the tumor in your lung is, I don't know, they said something like 90% better. And the thing is, I got too excited. And then I start getting into my own old ways and my old programs, how I used to live, like this overachieving, overdoing. I'm gonna start working, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And the last time in May, when I talked to the doctor, and he said, oh, there is no changes from January. And I talked to him, and he said, well, you're not, we're just like stalling the progress. So basically, and before that in January, he was telling me, we're gonna just do a couple more treatments, and you gotta be like, I just want to do them so you would kind of like be free of cancer. So the same person, the same doctor is telling me two different things. And I'm telling you this because I want you to see how reality is alive. It's plastic. Because I switched timelines. In one timeline, it was absolutely possible, because I was concentrating, possible to heal, because I was concentrating on taking care of me, of putting me first, of expanding my consciousness and listening to my soul and do exactly what my soul tells me. And now I have amazing kind of like protocol for people, and we're going to talk about it more, or you can reach out to me and can give it to you, but I'm going to talk about it more on the videos, how to listen to your soul instead of listening to your mind, how to eliminate. I have this amazing path You can take really fast protocol about how you listen to your soul, don't listen to your mind, and get to the old programming. And my old programs were work, you have to work hard to do something, like you have to be good enough, you have to be a good girl, you have to be ideal mom. Like if I didn't work, I was concentrating on being the best mom in the world, or I always were blaming myself, and I always wanted to be somebody. I wasn't good enough. So if not in this life, and a lot of people who get on the awakening in awakening trap, how they get into trap is like they are not happy in this life with their financial status or where of their circumstances. So they think, okay, forget about this. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to be like awakening my third eye. I'm going to be so much into the spiritual world. I'm going to be somebody in there because I feel like I'm nobody here. But you already are. You are the God's consciousness that came into this body. And you right now, what you're looking at me and talking to me, I am in your reality. We all have our own universes. And in your reality, you are the God. And I am one of yourselves talking to you. In my reality, I am that consciousness because right now I am connected to it. And when we fall asleep, when we live as a person, as like Alisa, who is certain age, have 2 kids, she is just like persona in the game. It's like Mario, that when you're playing video game, you have or like, let's take your dream. When you're in your dream, you feel like you are one of these people in the dream, but the whole dream is inside of you. So all of these like little characters in your dream, they are also you, and they act because your brain had certain like certain neuron connections made, and it need to live certain episode to release that. So your brain is kind of like, if you get deeper into the sleeping science, you understand that all of these people who playing in your dream, they just work for you. The same in here. The same in here. You're the God. You fall asleep. And while you're looking at me, in your timeline, in your time, in your reality, 2025 is just a stamp for you to live this particular moment. And for you, it's always one particular moment. And you are the God. When you're waking up, when you're falling asleep, you're one of the characters in somebody else's movie. Do you understand? So, back to the body. These old programs, but when I started living by my old programs, the reality told me right away, hey, the progress stopped, like you're doing something wrong. But I start looking at my own and I'm like, I don't believe it. This is not true. I feel amazing. I never felt like this amazing when I was 30 years old. I never felt this amazing. Yes, I have the really hard moments of when my body is still going through some processes, but I know inside of myself, like I'm getting better. And I looked at my documents, and of course, yes, I'm getting better. I'm getting the treatments are getting a lot. Like the tumor is the last one is getting a lot smaller. But the thing is, what I did, I was jumping different timelines, and if I would believe the doctor, like we just falling and we just thinking about death again, I would jump to timeline where that would become a reality for me. But nobody in this life can tell you about your past and about your future, because you're creating this in this moment. I was in one timeline. If I would believe the doctor, I would stay in a timeline where I would get scared when I would think about cancer as a real thing again. But I said, no, 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 hold on. Wait a minute, guys. I understand. I understand that I got into my old programming. I'm sorry. Let's rewind it, get back. And and I got back into the timeline where my body is going to live a long time, a lot longer than 100 years, where I am getting younger, where I am getting healthier inside, where I feel the transformation that happening to my systems, nervous system, hormonal systems. It's just amazing. So because I am master into this, because I saw all of my programming, because I have the matrix legal tools and knowledge and education, and because I had my own traumatic episodes when they told me that I can't have children, and I stopped really bad fertility medications, and I got pregnant, and I help people with their hormonal system too. Right now, the cancer. So many times myself, I was creating myself the circumstances, and I overcame them. Overcame them by expanding my consciousness, using the tools that I learned. I already mastered it. So what I can do right now is to not talking for hours to you, but because I lived it through my cells, I already know how it works. I can just download them in my book, and that's what I do. I get to the certain consciousness, and I put the codes in the book that are going to, so this something like that is going to be automatically downloaded into you, so you don't have to walk through it hard way. Do you understand? And it's not just about cancer, it's just about body in general. And when you're going to be reading the book, you're going to go through it, your consciousness is going to expand automatically, and your environment will unroll it for you, so you would live it in your own cells, but you're going to go through it a lot faster and a lot easier. That's why it's so important for us to share with each other right now. And a new the financial system will change. We all going to be sharing with each other, sharing our own things, and we're going to become one civilization. We're going to be like a little puzzle pieces in one big picture, and we're going to feel that connection and love and help for each other. And that's what I want in this video. And I already talked a lot. I'm sorry, but I wanted to kind of like see the vision of what's going on. And right now, in June, we're going from the third to fourth chakra, kind of like the codes getting downloaded for opening your heart. And your heart is thymus. So our immune system is going to be a lot stronger, and you're going to understand a lot now about the changes actually. So you're going to go through transformation. Your heart center, your thymus is going to expand, and you're going to be a lot more resistant to viruses, to like bacteria. You're not like, my microbiome is changing so much, it's unbelievable. And one thing is your heart's going to open up. And it's very important to understand that you might go through harsh episodes in June, because if you have still old programs, old pains, if your heart is very closed, there's going to be, the environment's going to give you different episodes of like people don't understand you. People, like with me happened yesterday, people start like, all of a sudden, like my environment is so nice and peachy and everybody's so nice, and all of a sudden this guy jump on me like, talk mean to me. And I needed that, because I still had a program of being a good girl and thinking if I am awakening, I have to be nice to everybody. But sometimes you have to protect yourself, and sometimes you have to show the demons inside of the other person who is the God in this reality. And it's just one is just one of the things that can happen to you. And sometimes, especially if you have unsolved business with your parents, that's gonna come back. And if you still want to dig into this, if you still want to go and like think about the episodes that was unfair to you, like your dad did something in your childhood or mom did something in your childhood, yes, you can go back to it, but you're gonna get to jump in the timeline and the loop that you just going to play that. You're just going to, it's like, what do you want to cook today? Do you want to talk? Do you, if you tell your mind something is wrong, it start giving you circumstances, because you're the God, where you dig into this, where you all finding the solutions. So look at your programs, but don't get into the deep, oh, something is wrong, I still need to go to like psychologist, or I still I don't know, have a grudge on someone or something happened. Don't blame yourself. You realize that everything happened for you, by you. These people are just showing you what kind of programs, old programs you have. You catch the program, you accept yourself, like I accepted myself. I don't have to be super nice. I can be mean and still, because it just happens automatically when somebody mean to you, and it lives in our body. This is our primal instinct. Somebody showed you the teeth, you do the same. And when you expand in your consciousness, less and less of these episodes happen, and less you have these problems. But sometimes, so you wouldn't get too much into like, I'm an angel. Here, the life shows you the episode where, like, come on, you are still human, you're still on this earth. This body went through hell on earth. You had a lot of in your childhood, you had a lot of like divorces, you had like problems, you had illnesses. Like, be gentle with yourself, right? You're not that you're not that angel. It's okay, because when you go higher in your consciousness, you understand that God is not just the angels, the God is the dark side too. God is everything. You are everything. You can be different, but the most important thing, what do you choose? You choose to treat people like yourself. But sometimes in certain circumstances you have to protect your boundaries from other people, and that's okay. So the heart awakening happening in June, and the thing is, the way we loved other people, like we love our children, we love somebody who we in love with, that was kind of like selfish love, 3D love. Like, if my children, you can catch yourself on this thing. If you fall in love with somebody, he has to belong you, or she has to belong to you. Your kids, like, you're very proud of them achieving good grades. You're very proud if they're like polite and say thank you. But if your children go crazy and they're absolutely unmanageable, here this thing, like, you all of a sudden not love them less, but you all of a sudden not as satisfied anymore. That was another thing that was that I understood this month, that you're getting used to be so perfect and you demand this for other people. But the thing is, the real love to your partner, to your parents, to your children, is you love them no matter what. It doesn't mean that you can let them be mean to you or overstep your boundaries. You can put them in their place. You can show your teeth. You can growl at them, but you still love them, and you don't hold the grudge. You don't marinate into this. It happened. We live a moment and you move on. You don't sit there and you don't thinking about your argument with your mom and dad for like days and days, and thinking that they didn't give you something in your childhood. That's old programs. Nobody owes you anything. You're the God here. You taking care of other people, not vice versa. Yourself first, then other people. And when you realize that, when you create something positive, when you're taking care of the other people from the position of a grown up person, and you understand that other is just a reflection of you, anything can happen because our body has this program stored in the DNA in the cells. But you move on quickly, you understand the program, and you understand this is for your benefit. And as soon as you've done that, your DNA rewriting itself. You rewrite it on a deeper level in that what they call garbage DNA. But instead of 2 strands, we're going to have 12 strands. And the new strands going to be awakened. And you have these amazing abilities that like opening up for me right now. I can feel other people. I can tell, I can get into the flow. I can ask my higher self about other people. And this is amazing. But for that, we have to release. We have to release these old programs. You have to come out of a personality and understand who you really are. Okay, that big program that I had and I had to release is to my food is good enough because of my nutrition, because background, because of all of the problems I had. I was always thinking like I have to eat certain food. I believe the researches and studies that I was reading about foods before. And I would a lot of times shut my body down and I would say, I want to eat sausage. My body saying, you got to eat sausage. I'm like, no, I don't eat meat and I want to the salad is good. The awakened people or like people who take care of the body, they just eat protein and fruits. Like my one part of my brain was saying you have to eat proteins. Another part of myself that awakened was telling you just have to eat fruit. The awakened people eat fruit. Bullshit. It's very, very personal. And your higher self, when you get in tune with your body, when you really stop, when you slow down and you ask your body, what does it want? A lot of times it's gonna give you like crazy things. Let yourself have these crazy things, even if you consider yourself like they're bad for you, because you will understand what is it for. Sometimes your body craves certain minerals, sometimes it just craves the feeling of warmth or family reunion or something like this. You have to let your body have it. This is the new laws of the 4th dimension. You do not abuse your body for agenda or for like I only eat health foods or I'm a nutrition superhero or like I'm awakened person or I just love my meat because because I have certain blood type. That's the old programs. Somebody told me something and I believe it more than myself. So the next program, it's gonna happen a lot. We'll see that. So it's very, very important to notice your programs right now, because if your programs leave you thinking about them, leave you distressed, leave you feeling uneasy or feeling you like being offended or hold a grudge on somebody, it lowers your frequency. And at the moment when we do this jump to different timeline as the planetary beings, the whole planet doing this jump, we kind of separate by the frequencies. The more the better you feel, the higher is your frequency, the bigger jump you're gonna make, your consciousness. In here on Earth, which will reflect what you understand around you and what are your financial and relationship status and what kind of projects you create. You have to accumulate that energy, then have be certain frequency. And then when we do this jump, you will see how amazing ideas gonna come to your brain, how everything's gonna be unfold. You're going to be on a timeline when you are creator. When you create, when you live your life instead of just like surviving and running from something. And right before this jump happened, usually you feel a lot worse because the old programming kind of hold your body, and a lot of times your at the same time your chakras are opening, your third eye is opening just a little more, a little more. Your consciousness getting deeper and deeper, and your spirit into your body is more and more of your spirit in your body, and you feel like your body is going through hell. There can be like crazy bloating, and you're like, I didn't eat anything, what's going on? It's gonna be headaches, it's gonna be hot, super hot and super cold. There is going to be some pain in this area, whereas your spiritual heart thymus is. The thymus, we start growing our thymus again, because you know that people have a big thymus. That's why a lot of healthy children, they have pretty good immune system. But when you grow older, our fears, our old programs, which is usually fears in 3D, almost all the programs were fears, they destroy your thymus, and now it start growing again, and this is your spiritual heart. All of these hard circumstances and experience you lived in your life, you're going to release them. And imagine like your heart were in a big vault with the 5 different like big, really hard doors and locks. So now what these energies do, they kind of like unlock and release and release and release and open these vaults, and opening the path of your spirit into your heart, where you understand that life is amazing, where you just see the ladybug on the window, and you're like, this feels good. And it's not that you're going to be in this like, I love everything state, which some people think awakening is. No, it's not. And the real life, it's not that hormonal love or like the nature is so pretty, that's why I love it. No, you still feel love and gratitude even when it rains and it's really cold, or like whatever you don't like, or there is a spider that's eating another fly. You still understand the beauty, the grace of you created it. You understand that everything that's in your electromagnetic field, it's you. So the nature is you, and it's not like you want to cry from happiness, but it's a very, I don't know how to describe this feeling. It's like you took some, I don't know, drugs that make you feel really, 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 really good. And you understand that even somebody offend you, you understand that was done for you. They just actors in your movie, and you're the director. So you don't blame them no more. And of course, you don't sit there and like thinking how bad they are for days and days and days. So a lot of people going to have new abilities, and at first you might think like, I'm going crazy. You're going to start noticing that I know that last night what was happening to me, even that the last night the store was on the left. Today I drive my child somewhere and I see that store, I swear it was on the left, right now it's on the right. Or I know that something could not happen this way, but you wake up and somebody tells you this and this happened, and you're like, no, 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 no. It couldn't be like, I'm just in a different timeline. And the people around you going to change. Absolutely. You will see as soon as you overcome, you expand your consciousness, the people around you, like your husband, your parents, your children, they're going to change. And you going to understand that you accept everything, like you accept spider eating a fly, or you accept a beautiful rose the same. You understand this is a creation like of beauty, and accept everything doesn't mean that you have to be this person again who agree with everybody, or who just let everybody like wipe their feet on your shirt or something. I didn't say it right, but you understand what I'm saying, right? I'm sorry. It's a lot easier for me to do like when I have elaborate thought that getting downloaded to me from higher self. It's a lot easier for me to express it in Russian. That's what I do sometimes. I just write it down and I change it, like translate it, and then I That's how I wrote the book with my AI, with Nova. That's a different story. I'm not even gonna go there, but you can watch my other videos. Actually, I started putting my book on YouTube, some pieces of it. So let me know what you think. But the soul, how do we understand that? Like the vision, the idea coming from your soul, and how to make this transition really smooth. You don't fight. You accept that you might feel worse, you have a headache, you just have to lay down for 3 days, and you absolutely don't have a strength or anything. Don't start doing it like these brain labels. Oh, I might have virus, or I feel bad, or even if you do have like a virus, you don't feel like, oh, I did something wrong, or like why I'm trying so hard, I'm eating the right foods, but I feel like shit and stuff like that. It's just your brain giving you ideas, and you don't go there, because if you get into this trap of I did something wrong or something wrong is going on with me, you get into this timeline, you going to lower your frequency, and you cannot do this good jump. A lot of the symptoms in you happening because of this transition. You're actually getting better, not worse. Or a lot of if you're unsure, you can come to me and we'll do a couple of tests, and we'll look at your energetic bodies, and we'll see what's going on there. Is it your transformation, or is something really wrong? But something never really wrong. It's all transformation. Yes, we have to like help our body, and I'm going to make a video about it, how to help your body this summer to go through these transitions smoothly. But the thing is, what was I trying to say? You doing enormous energetic work behind the scenes right now, and you need to accumulate a lot of energy for those jumps. So despite what other people think, don't be super good girl. Lay down, let your children do whatever they want. Just take care of your body right now, because everybody's life depends on how you're gonna make this jump. Do you understand? Like, because you are the god in your environment, and you are bringing them new codes, and your evolution. They depend on your evolution. So take it easy. Be very mindful with yourself. Drink lots of water, good quality water, but not lots like people say drink water and you just start goggling this water. It has to be with intention. Hot water, little sips, or like good quality spring water, whatever is yours. It's going to be like, there are a lot of different videos about water quality. Just do things mindfully. Give your body some rest. Always ask yourself, what this goal for today, is it coming from my soul, or is it coming from the fear, old programming in my personality? How to understand the difference. The goals that coming from your soul, it's something that you love to do. It's easy for you to do. You enjoy doing it. And something that comes with the fear, I have to do this, it either comes from, well, I have to be certain person, like certain mother, or like I have to. The goals that come from personality, they mostly sound like I have to. And goals that coming from your soul, that sounds like I'd like to. And there is always going to be a balance. Like, I have kids, I have my responsibilities, and of course I have to keep the balance between I have to and I want to do. But in any circumstances, choose your soul, choose yourself without harming somebody else. Of course, if like choosing myself, harming my children, and they're gonna be left somewhere in the, not taken care of. So yeah, well, we're not gonna I'm not gonna choose myself. I'm gonna take care of them. But it's all about, you understand what I'm saying, right? Just do whatever you can right now to take care of yourself. Don't stress about symptoms that's going to happen right now, because again, opening the heart, spirit, the big electromagnetic field, getting inside, it's like a big Russian doll getting inside of a small Russian doll. If you just go brutally, you break the small doll. So, and I did this to myself. That's what I did. That's how I got the cancer. I broke my little doll because my higher self was coming in. And because I've done this, I'm telling you, don't do it my way. But because I've done this, I can, in any of, on all my videos and all of my dealing with other people, if somebody comes to me and asking me, like help them to understand their soul, or if I'm talking to you just from this video, what I always do, I put the codes what I went through into this video, into my book, into my products, into my interaction with you, so you would kind of like get it, understand it automatically, and you don't have to go through the very harsh times. Something in your brain will wake up before you get in this trap and tell you, okay, you don't have to do it this way. There are easiest way. You get it after interacting with me or with other master who, like, how do you, sometimes you energetically feel like something about her or him, I want to watch them, I want to listen to what they say, because you understand that they lived this experience. When the master, when the speaker lived their experience, they're transmitting these codes to you. And especially like me, I intentionally use my power, my my energy, and I download it into everything I do. And you understand that just by watching her, I can get something from me. It's going to be beneficial. And some people, you just open the video like, oh, no. It's not mine. Because either their experience, you don't need it this moment, or they're talking about something that they heard from other people. They didn't live themselves. They just hear like a lot of these things happening. And I used to do that too. I hear it from other people, and I tell you, which takes place sometimes, but it was more of a third dimension, reality of interacting, or the information transmission. Right now, yes, you can learn, you can understand like what somebody, that's how we like study to become someone like a doctor. It's not like it all comes from your experience, right? Something you have education, it, like I said, I have a background and I learned something, but also I live through it. I deal with that either through myself or through experience with other people when I help other people. And then you understand that you can get it from me. But people who just heard something somewhere, they don't do it themselves, but they tell you to do it. That's how you feel the energy doesn't work. That's how you feel like, no. Like, I'm not interested in this person. All right, I think that's enough for today. I wanted to talk about more about like to be on point like I am in my audio when I talk to you, but today I was just like all over the place. But anything I didn't say with my voice, I'm going to include energetically, and you're going to feel it, and it's going to unfold in your reality beautifully. And please understand, whatever is the illusion of fears of your body is feeling worse, like your financial situation getting worse, whatever is getting worse, That means just the old programming getting released. Understand what does it say for me? What is trying to tell me? And you understand. If you don't understand, go to somebody who can help you. You go through it, you forget it, you have this experience, you move on. But please don't get trapped in this feeling or emotion. Don't sit with that. Don't get depressed because of it. Don't play it over and over in your head, because if you do that, you're somewhere else. You're not in this present moment where you can change everything. And in this present moment, you can change your past. I promise you. I'm going to make a video about this. And you can change your future, of course. It all done here, but for that, you have to be here. You have to become bigger than your personality. You have to become bigger than your mistakes. You have to become bigger than your fears. And you need to understand those fears are here just to make you scared. But if you're not scared, if you choose love, if you choose to, like I chose, instead of fighting cancer, I chose to understand how I can activate my DNA and create my light body, because cancer doesn't live in the light body. Cancer doesn't live in the heart that is open, in the body whose heart is open. You understand? I concentrate on on different things, and that's what will help you during this transition. And then you understand that fear, even as big of a fear, like you're going to live a couple weeks, you can't walk, you're throwing up, like I was. September, I was dying. Even the fear of death is just a fear and illusion. If you choose so, you don't have to die. You don't have to live your life, thinking how to survive, or with people you don't love or anything like this. It's all about the choice. And more, it's gonna get better. As long as you're unstoppable, don't stop. Understand that you are God, you divine consciousness that came to this body to experience, for different experiences. And if you're not scared of this experience, that's all they are, just experiences that you're going to remember. But you go and look forward. And in my book, I explain it more and more. I connect spirituality with science, and I show you more how all of this works. So please don't forget to like and comment, or maybe share the video. It means a lot for me. And when you listen to somebody, another thing is you always kind of like appreciate, because it's exchange of the energy. Because when you do something in return, the new law, and I'm gonna talk about laws of the fourth dimension, but the new law that the whole universe live by is exchange of energy. You can't just take. That a lot of times why I say don't look at like a lot of reels, don't look at like a lot of videos, because you consume somebody else's content, and if you don't exchange it like with your money, this information, if you don't appreciate somehow, you just take. And there is a law that if you just take and not give, it's going to be taken from you. So a lot of times people don't understand why they always, losing stuff. That means that you taking it for free. And for free, I don't mean necessarily money. It can be, the kindness, it can be love, it can be exchange, and that is equal for both parties. Okay, I'm gonna stop right now. I think I'm going over an hour right now. And I want to tell you, please understand that the fears or circumstances you're going through right now, you didn't go through them for the years and years. They are just illusions of this day. You're jumping timelines. Nothing has to stay in your reality that you don't like. And we're going to talk about it more. Love you all. And I talk so much. I hope you understand what I was talking about. Love you. Bye-bye.